record on. Okay, perfect. Okay, so welcome back for the second class of our beginner style Pilates. I hope you got on well with the first session. I know you were saying, Vivian, that you did get on well. So that was great. So we're going to work with the same kind of movements. We'll kind of work on the few little progressions that we did last week, still just building our confidence, getting comfortable, and building our kind of general strength so we can progress on with it. As well over the next couple of weeks, or if anyone chooses to come to in-person classes as well, you'll be a little bit more confident. So we'll start by getting warmed up. So make your way up onto your feet, take your time. I'm just going to adjust the camera slightly. You can probably kind of see my head, maybe not. Okay, so we're just going to go for our little squat and bounces, and just think about just getting that body moving, getting the shoulders, the hips, the knees, everything kind of warmed up, and getting our breathing kind of going as well. So feet are about hip width. We're going to go for a little squat and a little bounce, arms coming up overhead. Don't go too deep now, just getting the body moving. Good, let's go 4 more, a little bit deeper if it suits. 3, 2, 1, and the next one, we're going to go for a little squat and bounce, and we're going to lift that left leg up, knee up in line with the hip, just getting our balance, and we stay the same leg for 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. Good, and we're going to change leg, so other leg up for 4. 3, remember, keep the toes down if you need to. You can just pop onto your toes. Last 1. Good, and relax. All right, and we're going to get those joints moving a little bit. Just keep the movements as small as you need to. Don't panic about trying to get really big movements. So just standing nice and comfortably. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring your chin to your chest. Inhale, roll up to the left. Exhaling back to your chest. Inhale, roll to the right. Exhaling back to your chest. Inhale, roll to the left, and we go all the way around with our neck circles. Start just small and slow, inhaling as you open up the chest. Exhale as you bring your chin back down. Last one. Finishing on the chest, we're going to inhale to the right. Exhale to the chest. Inhale to the left. Exhale to the chest. Inhale to the right, and we go all the way around again. Remember, keep the circle small and slow. Just focus on moving the body. Don't worry about having big circles here. 2 more. Last one. Finishing on your chest. Inhale to the center. Just take a little second. Good stuff. Okay, so then we're going to get the shoulders moving a little bit as well. So roll the shoulders up to the ears and back and down. Just getting those shoulders loosened up. All right, then we're going to bring in a little bit of elbow. And then we're going to bring in a lot of elbow, just moving those arms as best you can for 3, 2, and 1. Good, and relax. And then we're going to bring them forward. So up, forward, and down. Good stuff. A little bit of elbow. Just let the body move kind of vigorously. And then a lot of elbow for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, and relax. And then feet just about hip width. We're going to go for our hip circles. So starting small and slow with your circles. Focus on moving through your hip joints. And then if you're comfortable, you can work a little bit bigger if it suits you. Good stuff. Focus on moving through the hips for 3, 2, last 1. Good, and we're going to change direction. So take your time. Again, start small and slow. And then if you're comfortable, you can work a little bit bigger if it suits. Focus on that movement through that ball and socket joint in your hip for last 3, 2, 1. Good, and relax. We're going to make our way down to the floor. Take your time. Just going to pop the camera down a little bit lower. Okay. Now, so if you have your cushion to hand, then just in case you want to use it, it's just handy to have close by. Again, we're going to start off with that kind of neutral spine, making sure we can find that. You should be able to have a little bit more awareness of it this week. So when we go into position, you can find it a little bit more comfortably. But we'll take our time again going through these movements. We'll go neutral spine and tabletop for our first little bit of work. So let's lie down to the floor. Have your knees bent and your feet flat. All right, and then you can rock forward and back through the pelvis there. So remember, rocking forward is our anterior tilt, lifting the lower back off the ground a little bit. And then rocking backwards is our posterior tilt, imprinting into the ground with the spine. So remember, we're trying to find somewhere kind of in the middle. So it's rocking around until you find that. So what we're looking for, remember, is that straight line down through our spine to the pelvis. Think about, remember, I was saying to you last week, it's a slight, ever so slight kind of posterior tilt. You're not exactly pushing your back into the ground, but think about your spine touching the ground all through the back. So you should always think about having your spine straight along the floor. All right, so when you find that kind of position, you should feel, remember, from your pubic bone to your belly button is flat. Lower abdominals are on a little bit. And we're just going to hold it here for a little second. So feeling nice and strong. Think about that you've pulled on really tight leggings or a tight belt or tight jeans. So engaging through the pelvic floor here as well. So take a nice deep breath. So you should feel really, really solid here. Even with our legs on the floor, we are still working a little bit through the body just to hold this position. All right, now we're going to go into that tabletop position that we did last week as well. So we're just going to go one leg at a time. We'll take our time getting into it, making sure we have the right position so we are quite confident. So as if we bring that left leg up, remember we go a knee above the hip, ankle roughly in line with the knee. Remember, if you can see your full foot, it's probably too high. You're roughly kind of 90-degree bend at the hip and the knee. So as we lift that second leg up, our back should not arch. So hands down, lift the second leg up and hold. So again, adjust the pelvis if you need to, if you feel like you're lifting off the ground. Just roll back slightly until all that back is kind of touching into the mat. Again, you should feel like the lower abdominals through the pelvic floor area are working a little bit harder here just to hold this position. I want you to just hold it here and take nice deep breaths. If it's more comfortable, you can bring your legs down, still holding that neutral spine. But either way, we're going to breathe for 5. 3 more. Hold it nice and strong. Last one. Good. And one leg down at the side. And relax. So just take a little second here. Stretch out the legs if you need to. Stretch out the arms. So even though you're not actually moving anything, just by holding that position, you can feel a little bit of work going on. Okay, so we're going to start into our crunches. So remember last week with our crunches, remember we're working through the abdominals, we're moving through the shoulders here as well. You can go neutral spine and feet on the ground, just like this with your knees bent. Or remember, we can go to tabletop position. And what we can actually do is we can go one leg at a time into tabletop. So wherever suits you to work. If you want to work first round with both feet down, perfect. Or maybe if you want to work first round with one leg up, perfect. So we'll get ourselves set up. We're going to go for about 6 to 8 reps first round, working through the abdominals, moving through the shoulders, and nice control through the body. So let's go neutral spine. Either keep both feet down, or you can bring one leg to tabletop. All right, bringing your hands over your head. I want you to take a nice deep breath in. Don't let your back arch when you're on the ground. Then your exhale, going to lift head, neck, and shoulders, chest up towards the ceiling. Hands down by your hips. And inhale, gentle return. Exhaling, strong lift. And inhale, gentle return. Up for number 3. Hands right down by the hips. And think about separating your fingers and stretching the palms. With the hands, think about that you're trying to like push down on a button, or you're trying to push a lever down with your hand. So a strong lift through the shoulders. I think we possibly have 2 left. That might be 6. Last one. Good. And a gentle return to the floor, leg down and relax. Take a little second, take tension off. We're going to go for another round, and if we worked on your, say if you had your left leg up, you're going to lift your right leg. If you had both legs up and you want to stay with that, of course you can. Or if you were 2 feet on the ground and you want to go 1 leg up or 2 legs up, that's perfect. So we'll go second round again, somewhere kind of 8 to 6. I always find these crunches are quite burny, but they really get the abs warmed up and kind of get us ready to work, get that body turned on and kind of primed and ready for our next couple of exercises. So they can feel quite intense, and no matter how much you're used to them, they do feel like, oh, you know, when you kind of start doing them. But don't worry, you'll get more comfortable with them, but they don't ever really get easier. All right, so let's go to a neutral spine. If you want to keep both feet down, if you want to go the opposite leg up, if you want to go both legs up, that's perfect. Whatever's going to suit you. Hands over your head with an inhale. Exhaling, lifting head, neck, and shoulders. Chest up towards the ceiling, hands down by the hips. Inhale, gentle return. Exhaling, strong lift, lifting through the abdominals. Inhaling as you return, bracing through the midsection and supporting the back. Exhaling, strong lift. Inhale gently to the floor. Good. Good stuff. Okay, we've up to 3 left. If you want to take rest at any time, of course you can. Last 2. Last 1. Inhaling back, leg down or both feet down. Good, and relax. Stretch the legs out, arms up overhead, hug your knees in, whatever feels good. And take a little second. Good. So even though it's our second week at these, you should kind of think, oh, I kind of remember doing these last week. They're not so bad. You're kind of like, it kind of re-engages the brain a little bit. So something's not as tough second round because you kind of know what to expect. You're a little bit more familiar with the setup. So is that's what kind of helps as you kind of stick with something and kind of work towards a plan and kind of progress slowly over time. You'll just have a little bit more knowledge going into the movement, so you are a little bit more comfortable as such. So it's really, really good stuff. We are going on to our single leg extension. So what we're going to work with the first version of this, we're going to go with a bent knee version. So I think we did the second version of it last week, but we're going to go with this first version. So with our single leg extension, it's going to improve the movement through our hips, strengthening through our hip, as well as working through the abdominals. You can use your cushion here to support the head as well. And we are going to work single leg with this like we did last week. We can add a little progression here by lowering the legs slightly if that suited you. But I want you to kind of focus on just getting comfortable with this movement. So we're not going to rush it. We're going to get nice and strong first, and then we can kind of incorporate the 2 legs as we go along. So for the setup, have a little look to have a quick refresh, and then we'll go into it. We'll go in neutral spine. You can keep 1 foot down, and you're going to bring the other leg up to tabletop. If you want, pop the cushion underneath your head. Of course you can, or you can stay head, neck, and shoulders up. Hands are going to be on one leg. You're going to take a deep breath in. You're going to exhale, bring that knee in towards you. You kind of hug the knee in to give it a little extra guidance, but you're not dragging your knee in. So there's a little persuasion of the leg, getting a little extra stretch into the glute, into the hamstring, into the hip area. And you're going to exhale, knee in. Inhale, extend the leg high or lower, whatever suits. You're going to exhale, bring it in. Inhale, extend. When you extend, think about actually extending through your knee, like I was saying last week, to get a little bit more engagement through the leg muscles. Higher will be a little bit easier, lower down will be a little bit tougher. Somewhere in between, you can work as well. With the head, neck, and shoulders up, it's going to work through the abdominals, and then you're also just having to stabilize the body. We inhale when we extend the leg away to brace through our midsection and support our back. So think about your breath into your belly, holding your spine down in place. So focus that breath in onto the spine, into the belly. Okay, so we're going to go about 6 to 8 per leg first round. With or without your cushion, whatever suits you best, I don't mind. You can always change it for the second round to suit you. So let's go neutral spine. You can bring that left leg to tabletop, head, neck, and shoulders up, or cushion underneath the head if that suits you. Hands on that left leg, take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring the leg in towards you. Inhaling, extend higher low. You can pop your hands to your other leg. Exhaling in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, extending through that knee. Exhaling, hug that knee in towards you. We've got about 4 more left. Inhaling that. Exhaling, hug it in. Last 3. 2. Last 1. Inhale. Exhale. Good. And rest it down. Okay, we're going to change to our other leg. So same setup, you want to match the second leg to your first leg to create muscular balance. So as you're not letting your good leg do a few more, try and push that kind of good leg, I say dominant leg, kind of try and push that less dominant leg or less dominant side to match the dominant side. So creating that kind of balance through the body. So let's go neutral spine, right leg up to tabletop. Head, neck, and shoulders up, or head on your cushion, hands on your leg. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hug that right knee in. Inhale, extend, hands on the other leg. Exhaling in. Inhale, remember higher or lower, or somewhere in between. Inhale, bracing and supporting. Exhale, hug it in. Good. I think we've got about 3 left. Inhale. If you have the count and you're right, stick with your count. I think we got 1 more. Inhaling long. Exhale, scoop it in. Good. And rest it down. Take a little second and relax. So I always find I really like that movement. And as we progress onto the kind of original version of that movement, it is a little bit more challenging stability wise, challenging through the hips and the abs, but it's really, really nice movement. I love how my hips feel after that. I definitely feel looser after that. So I do really like this exercise. We're going to go again another round. All right. So if you're quite comfortable with the leg height you were using as you extend it, maybe trying to go a little bit lower with the leg. All right, if that suits. Now, really think about breathing into the belly and bracing to keep that spine on the ground. Remember, your head can be on the cushion or head, neck, and shoulders up, kind of looking towards the ceiling in front, wherever suits you. But if it suits you to go with where your legs are going, if it's a little bit higher, perfect. But slightly lower will just be a little bit more challenging if you want to work there. But remember, you can try lower. If it doesn't suit the next rep, you just go a little bit higher. So trying these little things is kind of where you can see if it's comfortable or too far past your comfort zone. So don't shy away from things, but listen to your body after you try it. So we'll get set up for the second round, with or without your cushion, whatever's going to suit you. Let's go in neutral spine. Bring that left leg to tabletop. We're going to go anywhere from 6 up to 10. So stop anytime you need to. Head, neck, and shoulders up or on the cushion. Hands on one leg. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring that knee in towards you. Inhale, extend, higher, low. Exhaling in. Inhale, long. Exhale. Inhale. Exhaling. Good stuff. Okay, we've got about 4 more left. Inhale long into the belly. Exhale, scoop that knee in towards you. Last 3. Last one. Inhale, exhale. Good. And relax. Take a little second. Good stuff. So with the head, I know my head is probably looking at the camera and kind of looking around, but with the head, try not to just curl your head up and put strain on your neck. Kind of think that the chest is lifting you. You're looking towards the ceiling in front, if your head, neck, and shoulders up. So think about that chest kind of being up towards the ceiling rather than that neck looking through your legs or into your thighs. So try not to put negative strain on your neck. It will have to work, but you don't want to be in pain either. And that's where your cushion comes in if you ever need to take a break with your neck. Your neck strength will build up over time, kind of doing these movements as well. So don't worry about that. So let's go second leg. Let's go neutral spine. Bring that right leg to tabletop. All right, head, neck, and shoulders up or cushion. Hands on one leg. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring that knee in towards you. Inhale, extend higher, low. Exhaling in. Inhale. Think kind of graceful with the leg. Remember extending through the knee so you're getting into those leg muscles, into the quads, into the hamstrings, into the calves. Nice strong movements. And moving through that hip joint. Inhale to the belly. Exhale, scoop it in. Good stuff. For the last 3 more. Last 2. From that little persuasion, hugging that knee in a little bit. Last one. Good. And relax. Head down, leg down. Good. And take a little second. So like I said, your hips should kind of feel nice, like they're after working, but they kind of nearly feel a little bit looser. So they should feel good after that. With the, we'll say, original version of that movement, both legs would be up off the ground and you would be using both simultaneously. So imagine combining the 2 sides that we do there. Hands go to one leg, knee come in, hands go to the other leg, knee comes in. So you're always kind of working, transferring from leg to leg. It is something we would build to, but we'll just get a little bit stronger with this, and then we might try it next week or the week after. So we'll see how we feel and how the bodies are feeling. So next movement we're going to go on to is our single leg version of our double leg extensions. All right. So this is where we're going to bring in some more shoulder movement into this. A little bit more challenging on the abdominals, as well as we move the arms. The same idea with the breath. We inhale as we extend the leg and we exhale, bringing the knee in. Remember, inhaling, bracing and supporting through the midsection and supporting the back. Exhale, scooping the leg in and the arms in, creating space and using the abdominals to work a little bit harder to lift that leg. Again, working through the hip flexor, the abdominals, and here the shoulders as well. Have a quick little look for the refresh, and then we'll start working with it. So we would go same setup. You'll be sick of listening to it. Neutral spine, and you could bring one leg to tabletop. So say if we go left leg. All right. You can go head, neck, and shoulders up, and you can go hands on one leg. You're going to inhale long, high or low with the leg. You're going to go for a little halo with your arms and exhale, scoop it in. Inhaling long and exhale, scoop. Now remember, higher with the leg will be easier. You can pop your head down or head onto your cushion, which will be a little bit easier. All right, and you can pop your hands to the floor, which will be easier. But the same idea with the breath, into the belly, holding the back in place. Exhaling as you scoop everything in, creating space with the exhale and getting those abdominals to work a little bit harder. Scooping in. If you want, you can pop your hands to the floor if it doesn't suit to move the shoulders. The movement with the arms doesn't have to be big and it doesn't have to be forced. I just want you to think about movement through your shoulders. So biceps don't have to come up by the ears. You don't have to suck your shoulders out of your armpits. Just moving in a nice circular motion as best you can. Okay, so we'll start working on this. So let's get ourselves set up. We're going to go neutral spine. We're going to go left leg first. So left leg to tabletop. Now, if you want to keep the left leg on the ground, you can inhale long from the ground and exhale, return it to the floor if that suits you as well. Of course, there's no problem. So neutral spine, left leg to tabletop or left foot down. Head, neck, and shoulders up or with your cushion. Hands down or on one leg. Bring the leg in. You're going to inhale long, arm circles. Exhale, scoop. Inhale to the belly. Exhaling in. Good. Really, really nice. Again, think of a nice, graceful movement. Just enjoy this movement. Really, really nice through the legs and through the shoulders, and really, really strong through the belly. Last two. And again, you're looking at that ceiling in front. Last one. Scoop it in. Good. And rest it down. We're going to change. We're going to go on to our left leg. So remember, trying to match the left to the right with the reps and with the version you do as best you can. So reset yourself, neutral spine, right leg up to tabletop, head, neck, and shoulders up or down, or cushion, hands down or on the leg. Inhaling long, high or low. Exhaling in. Inhale. Remember, think about extending through that knee, getting into those leg muscles just that little bit more. Inhale long. Exhale, scoop. Use that exhale, scooping it in. Two more. Last one. Inhale. Exhaling. Good. And rest it down. Take a little second and relax. Just a little wiggle around. Trying not to yawn. Don't worry, I'm not just out of the bed. I'm up since 6:45, so it's not that I just rolled up. Oh, okay, so we're going to go for another round of that. So if you kept maybe the head on the cushion, maybe trying a couple with head, neck, and shoulders up, you can always have your cushion just under. So if you need to rest the head down, of course you can. Maybe if you're comfortable of the height of the leg, maybe you want to go a little bit lower with the leg if that suits you, just to try and challenge it, but making sure to keep that back on the ground. Eventually, the original movement of this will be two legs together, two legs are up, both legs go out at the same time, and arms, and both legs come in. So it's a lot more challenging on the abdominal area and the back area as we progress towards that. But we will take our time, get really strong at this, and then we will kind of maybe make an attempt at those and see how the body reacts. But we won't put ourselves under pressure. We're going to get comfortable and nice and strong first. So second round, we're going to aim anywhere from 6 up to 10. Take rest anytime it's needed. Stop when you need to. If you go head, neck, and shoulders up and you want to go to your cushion, of course you can, but just try and match that to the second side. So let's go into that second round. Neutral spine. So we're going to go left leg to tabletop. All right. Head, neck, and shoulders up or down. Cushion, whatever suits. Hands down or on the leg. Take a deep breath. Inhaling long. There we go. Exhaling in. Inhale, extend. Remember, a little bit lower with the leg if it suits. Inhale. Exhale. Remember, that chest is up towards the ceiling in front. Inhaling. Nice circular motions through the arms. As the arms and legs go furthest away, it's putting that tension on the abdominals and through that neutral spine to hold. So that's where you're creating a weakness. Hence the breath in when the legs and arms are furthest away to brace and support. I'm thinking about 2 more, but I could be wrong. Last one. Or possibly more if I'm wrong. And gently down. That's what I get for talking so much. All right, take a little second when you're finished, and we're going to go to the second side. Remember, somewhere around 6 to 10. If you went 8, matching 8 to the second leg. So set yourself up, neutral spine, right leg to tabletop. Whatever version of head movement you want, up or down with cushion, hands down or on the leg. We're going to inhale long, exhaling scoop, inhale. Remember, low leg if it suits you, higher leg if that suits you better. Inhaling for 4, for 5. Good. 6. We're on number 8. 2 more if that suits. Rest anytime it's needed. Last one. Inhaling. Exhale, scoop. Good. And relax. Take a little second. Well done, guys. Really, really nice. Oh, lovely. Good. Very good with that. There's other ways we can progress that without having to go both legs up. We can change the pattern of our arms. You can incorporate little small weights into your arms, which is again more challenging, depending on your shoulders and stuff like that. So there are loads of little ways to progress that without having to go straight into 2 feet off the ground. So we will build on that. But really, really good stuff. All right, so we are going to move on. Where are we? So we're going into our side plank version or variation. So if you want to come to a seated position, take your time coming up. All right. So with the side plank last week, we were practicing on our holds, and we're going to stay with that again this week. And especially from teaching newer groups in Tipperary, I find people actually find a side plank a little bit tougher. When you just get used to it, you kind of just do it. So we're going to take our time with this as well. Side plank is working everything, especially the side closest to the ground. So you're looking at glutes, obliques, lats, so the sides of your back and into your shoulders, as well as all through that midsection, just hold our side plank. So just like I set up last week, we're going to be lying on our side. Now set yourself up into a side lying position first before we do anything. We're going to go elbow under shoulder. So remember, our elbow's not out here. Bring our elbow underneath our shoulder and think tucking our shoulder back into our armpit. So you use a bit more of your lats to hold that in position rather than purely shoulder dominant. Okay. Our hips are stacked, our knees are stacked. And what we can do, just like last week, we can bend both knees back. All right. Now, we're going to lift up into position. So just have a quick look. We're going to lift from that side closest to the ground, lifting up with a straight line down through the body, pushing into our knees and lifting from that side. Hand wherever suits you. If you want, you can always pop that cushion in front to give you a little bit more height with that hand, if that suits you, to rest it there just for a little bit more stability. If that suits you best, I don't mind. But we're just going to come up, practice our breaths for a little while, just maybe 3 to 5 breaths. We come gently down, we'll lift up again, we'll come gently down, just to practice that hold. So let's get ourselves set up on the first side. So elbow under shoulder, straight line down through the body, and we're going to bend those knees back. Now, your chest, your hips are looking at the wall in front, and just let your head follow your spine. So you're going to inhale, lift up into position. Lift those hips up towards the ceiling and hold. Breathe for 3, 2. Remember, shoulder into your armpit. 1, and gently come down. Take a little second. Take the little tension off the shoulder, and we're going to go again. So let's lift up into position. When you're ready, lifting up. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Good. And gently down. Take that tension off the arm. And we're going to go once more on this side for the first round. All right. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, lift, and hold. So remember, chest and hips are facing the wall in front. Shoulders tuck back into your armpit. Gently down. Good. And relax. We're going to roll over to our other side. So we're going to go 3 breaths, 3 rounds. So again with the same setup, nice and strong into position. Elbow under shoulder, hand flat, straight line down through the body. Hips are stacked, knees are stacked. You can bend both knees back. All right, and first round, we're going to lift up into position and hold. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Gently down. Good. Take the tension off that shoulder. All right, and we go again, round 2. Setting yourself up, and when you're ready, you're going to lift up into position, hold for 3, 2, 1. Again, gently down, take the tension off, and we go once more. All right, Remember, straight line down through the body. Your knees shouldn't be in front. They should be back in line with the hips roughly. Let's lift up and hold for 3, 2, 1. Gently down. Good. And relax. Take a little second. Tension off the arms. Okay. So on our second round of that, if you're quite comfortable with that setup, I'm going to change the legs slightly. If you're still finding that a little bit challenging, stay with your legs with that position. So for the change, it's going to be a slight just change on the legs. So again, you're going to still sit up straight line, but you're only going to bend that bottom knee back. Top foot is going to stay on the floor. And when you lift up into position, that top leg stays a little bit straighter. So as you're lifting that slight bit higher into it, challenging that body a little bit more to lift, but you still have the support of that leg and that knee on the ground. So you're not fully losing that little bit of support, but it's just a little bit more challenging with that lengthening. You have to lift a little bit more. A little bit tougher on the shoulder as well, so see how the body feels. We're going to go again. We're going to go for maybe up to 5 seconds, but we'll say 3 to 5 kind of breaths more so, is what we'll say. Stop whenever you need to, but when you come down, just come down gently. Try not to slap onto the floor. So we'll give it a little try, see how we go. We'll go about three rounds, we'll say 3 to 5 breaths. So let's get ourselves set. Okay, so if you want to bend that bottom leg back and leave that top foot on the floor, you can, or bend both knees back, whatever suits. All right, elbow underneath the shoulder, hand flat, and you're going to lift up into position and hold. So that chest is forward, the hips are forward. Breathe. 2 more breaths. Last one. Good. Gently down, take the tension off. You can just rest your head onto your arm if that suits you. We're going to go again, round 2. Up to 5 breaths, whatever variation of the legs you want to work with, wherever you want to pop your hand. Remember, if it's cushion or if you're hip, let's inhale, lift into position. Keep those hips up. 2 more. Last one. And gently down. Good. Take a little second. Take the tension off. And we're going to go 1 more of that. So up to 5 seconds of whatever variation with the legs suits you. Or if you need to take rest now for the last set, you can. There's no bother at all. So let's get ourselves set for that last one. All right. We're going to inhale, lift. Hold for 5 breaths. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Gently down. Good. We're going to roll over to our other side. So take your time. I'm just going to shift around. All right. So you want to try and match this second side with your first side. So if you went with that straight leg, that straight leg on top for the first round, try and match that for the second round as best you can. So let's get ourselves set up. Okay. So elbow under shoulder, hand flat, straight line down through the body. Hips are stacked, knees are stacked. You're going to bend that bottom knee and you're going to leave that top foot in front, or you can bend both knees. We're going to inhale, lift from that side closest to the mat and hold. Straight line through the body, so you're looking at the wall in front, your chest, your hips, your head. Good. 3, 2, 1. Gently down. Good. Take tension off. All right, and we are going to go again. We've got 2 more rounds of that. All right, let's get ourselves set. So remember, lifting through the shoulders, the lats, the obliques, the abductors, and that whole midsection of the body just to hold in position. So let's get ourselves set. Elbow on the shoulder, hand flat, optional 1 knee or both knees bent. When you're ready, let's inhale, lift, and hold for 5. Pushing forward through the hips, so think about nearly squeezing your bum here as well. Last breath. Good. And gently down, take tension off. Good stuff. All right, and we have one more of these to go, and then we move on. All right, so let's get ready for our last time. So let's get ourselves set up. When you're ready, let's lift to position, 5 breaths. So up nice and strong. Remember lifting from this side, forward through the hips, straight line through the body, looking at the wall in front. For 3 more breaths. Last one. And gently down. Good. And relax. Take a little second, hug your knees in, just taking tension off the shoulders. Good stuff. Okay, we are on to our last 2 exercises. We are going into our back extensions variation, so we're kind of our swimmer version, and we are going into bird dogs then for the last one. So we are going to go back extensions first. So remember with our back extensions, with this movement and this variation, we're stabilizing the body, working through the lower back, the glute, and the hamstring for our lift as well. Lifting through the hip joint. We've taken it nice and steady with a variation on our swimmer. So we're going one leg at a time. And again, we're going to work with that upper body nice and stable on the ground. So we're not going to incorporate that just yet. So when you lie down onto the floor, just pop that out of the way. You just gently come down onto the mat. You can pop your hands underneath your forehead, all right? And you're going to be looking towards the mat. You're going to inhale, lift one leg at a time. So my legs are separated. I'm going to inhale, lift, lifting from the hip joint, using the glute, trying not to bend my knee. And gently down, you change leg. So we're not trying to bend the knee just to try and get the leg higher. A small lift will do it. All I want is a bit of engagement through the bum, through the hamstring and glute. So if you can lift your leg higher than me, that's perfect. If it's a lower lift than me, that's perfect. But we want to stabilize the body and not have it rocking around either. So the rest of the body stays nice and strong. So make your way down onto the floor and we'll start into this. I really like doing this kind of one-sided version of it. We kind of will incorporate some arms further down the line into it, just puts a little bit more tension on the back, so we won't bring it in just yet. But it is really nice. It's a nice steady pace, and you can kind of take your time and properly kind of feel the engagement rather than rushing through into full back extensions. And people kind of just throw themselves up and flop down to the floor. So this is a really nice version of it. So lying on the mat, hands underneath your forehead, you're looking at your mat. Legs are separated. You can point your toes so your feet are flat onto the floor. We're going to go one leg at a time, and we're going to go up to 6 per leg first round. So you're going to inhale, lift one leg, squeezing through the bum, lifting through from the hip joint, and gently down, lifting the other leg. When you lift, inhaling, think about pushing the pubic bone down into the mat. Good. I think this is 4 per leg that we're on. 2 more on each leg. Of course, rest anytime you need to keep the rest of that body strong. Last set. Good. And relax. Take a second if you need to sit back onto your heels. Do just stretching out the back a little bit. Good stuff. So we are going to go again. We are going to aim for anywhere from 6 up to 10 per leg for that second round. Again, just nice and controlled. This is not a race. This is a slow, steady, a smooth lift with a gentle return to the floor. Again, remember lifting from the hip joint, using the bum, the hamstring, and the lower back, stabilizing the rest of the body. And remember, the lift can be as high or as low as suits you. Try not to bend your knee. But yeah, so anywhere from 6 up to 10 is where we're going to work per leg. So take your time going down to the floor again. And let's set ourselves up. Hands underneath the shoulders, eye line looking to the mat, feet are separated, toes pointed and feet flat. And when you're ready, you're going to start working with an inhale, lifting the first leg. Gently down, lifting the second. That's number one. Good. Slow and controlled movements. Remember, trying not to bend our knee, but lifting from that hip. Remember, you're kind of pushing into the pubic bone into the ground, nearly a little bit of an anterior tilt. So remember when we rock at the start? Remember when we rock forward and the back comes off the ground a little bit? That's nearly like a little bit of that as we push that pubic bone down into the mat. I'm after probably losing count. I'm going to say we're on about set number 8, possibly. Okay, and possibly our last set, depending on if you were relying on my count or not. Maybe I'll do one more set for good measure. Good. And when you're finished, take your time, finish out your reps if you were counting. Sitting back onto your heels. Letting that chest rest down onto the legs. You can pop your hands here or hands out in front, whatever suits. And just breathe into your spine. Good. And relax. Good stuff. We have one more move to go. We are going on to our bird dogs. All right, so you can come back to a seated position. And I think I'd said this to you last week that the bird dogs are one movement that you can kind of half-arse, that you can not put a lot of effort in, still do the movement, but you're going to get nothing out of it. So you need to kind of focus on it. They're not the most challenging of movements, but they're kind of working a little bit of everything. If you focus on your breath and focus on the control and strong lifts, you'll get that little bit more out of it. So remember with our bird dogs, we're going to be working on one side at a time when we work. Okay, so for the setup, have a quick little look for a refresh and then we can start working. We're going to go neutral spine. You can bring one leg, so say if we bring left leg to tabletop and your hands will be over your chest. Keeping your shoulders on the ground so our shoulders aren't sucked out for our sockets. Shoulders are onto the ground. You're going to be lowering opposite leg and opposite arm to the floor. So you inhale as you lower, just like I said earlier, as the leg and arm go away, you're inhaling to the belly to brace and support. So inhaling, lowering from the hip and the shoulder, touching your toes towards the ground and your hand coming up overhead, and exhaling, lifting. Inhaling, lowering, and exhaling with that lift. Now your toes don't have to touch the floor. I want you to think about the movement from your hip, controlling it, strengthening, stabilizing, as well as from the shoulder. The hand doesn't have to come all the way to the floor. The arm is just kind of roughly coming in line with the head if it suits, and a strong lift. When you lift the leg, you're lifting through the hip flexors using the lower abdominals. And when you lift the arm, you're lifting through your lats, the side of your back, and your shoulders. So think about dragging the arm up through mud. Think about holding a heavy weight and you're having to try and drag that arm back into position. We're going to go one side at a time. So say if we go left leg, right arm, we're going to stick with left leg, right arm. We're going to change. Then we can kind of progress a little bit the second round if we're feeling good. So let's get ourselves set up. Let's go neutral spine and let's keep the right leg on the ground and bring the left leg to tabletop. Hands are over your chest, not over your face. Shoulders are into the mat. So remember, our back is touching the mat all the way along. We're not pushing it into the mat, but we're touching the mat all the way along. You're going to go right leg, left arm. Keep that left arm up and keep that right leg in a nice strong position on the floor. So inhaling, Lowering the arm, touching the leg towards the floor, exhaling. Inhaling, don't let the back arch. Remember pushing that spine into position. Exhaling up. Good. Number 3. We're going up to 8 for 4. For 5. Inhale. Exhaling for 6. Stop anytime you need to. 2 more. Remember, drag that arm up. Last one. Remember, lift strong from the hip. Okay, we're going to change legs. So we're going to put that left leg down, get in a nice strong position, lifting the right. We're going to go right arm, leg. So when you're ready, inhaling, exhale, scoop it up. Inhale, remember bracing through the belly. Exhaling up nice and strong. Inhaling, lowering from the hip. Exhaling, strong lift from the hip, using the abdominals, supporting all through that body. Up to 3 left, I think. Last 2. Keep that back in contact with the floor. Last one. Inhaling. Exhaling. Good. And legs down. Take a little second and relax. So you can see if you really focus on your breath, you're stabilizing all through that midsection. So that whole core area of the body is working just to hold you in place. We can progress that movement by straightening the leg. So that's what we'll bring in for the second round. So have a quick little look if you want to try the little progression. So we would go neutral spine. Again, you would bring that leg up and hands be up. So leg to tabletop position, hands over the chest. When you go long, you would lengthen the leg. You can go higher or lower, just like our other movements. So you would inhale long and exhaling lift. So if that suits you, you can lengthen the leg. Now, if you want to stop higher, you can. If you want to bring it lower, you can. But inhaling to the belly, holding that spine into place on the mat. We'll go up to 10 per leg. So we'll go anywhere from 6 to 10. Stop at 6, stop at 7, 8, 9. Wherever suits you. I want quality over quantity. So don't get to 10 just because I'm saying you can go up to 10. Just stop wherever suits you. And if you start to lose your form, then you kind of know, right, I need to stop here and just readjust. So take your time. So let's go into position. Neutral spine. Bring the left leg to tabletop. Bring the hands over your chest. So left leg, right arm. You're going to inhale long, straightening the leg if that suits. Exhaling, scoop. Inhale long, optional lengthening the leg, exhaling in. Good. Remember, we're not letting the back arch, so that inhale is holding that spine in place. Inhaling. Things number 4. Remember, lift from the sides of your back. So lift from your armpits with that arm and lifting from the shoulder. I think 3 left. Stop anytime you need to. Last 2. Inhale. Exhale, last one. Good. We're going to change leg. Take a little second if you need to. Otherwise, we're going to get set up. Neutral spine. Bring that right leg to tabletop. We're going right leg, left arm. Remember, strong lift through the shoulder. When you're ready, remember, leg can go higher, lower, or keep it bent. Let's inhale long. Exhale, scoop. Inhale. Inhaling, optional lengthening of the leg. Exhaling, scoop it up. Lengthening and lifting. Up to 4 more. Last 3. 2 more. And last one, inhaling long, strong lift up. Good, and relax. Take a little second, hug your knees in, little rock around on the floor. I think someone's just after pulling up at the house. Sorry, give me 1 second. Let's see. And Harry, come here. I just finished off an online class. If you give me 5 minutes, I'll be done. Are you sure? And then for finish. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, come here. Have a lovely time. Oh, lovely. We'll talk to you later. Of course, like he's dropping off a cat box for us. Okay. No, sorry, we're back. But look, all our hard work is done anyway, so really, really good stuff. We're going to finish off with our little yoga flow that we did last week. I want you to take your time, relax, stretching out, enjoy, kind of unwind into the movement. But really, really nice. I love teaching this kind of style of class, really kind of slowing it down, getting into the real basics and the nitty gritty of it. I love that. I always feel really good after it, so I hope you do too. So let's make our way up onto our feet. You don't necessarily need to see too much of my upper body. I'll lift it a little bit higher. All right. So we're standing up nice and tall towards the front of our mat. We're going to inhale, lift the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, a little lean back if it suits. Take a deep breath in. Exhaling, we're going to hinge at the hips and head towards the floor. Now, don't force anything, don't bounce, just let the body hang. If you need a little bit of support for your back, just pop your hands onto your shins. But focus your breath into your back. Only going as low into it suits, feeling that nice stretch into the back of the legs. As you're inhaling, think about expanding through the spine. Think about breathing into your spine, into all those muscles along the spine. One more big deep breath. As you exhale, bring your hands down and step your right leg back to a lunge position. You can bring your right knee down, flatten out the right foot, push against the left leg, upper body up. Take a deep breath. Exhaling, push forward through the hips. And you look back up towards your fingers if it suits you. Feeling that nice stretch down through the front of the body. Gently pushing back, hands down, and step back to your plank position. From here, you can bring your knees down and just gently lower the body to the floor. Hands underneath the shoulders. Take a deep breath in, lift the upper body only as far as suits. And gently back down. Remember, a small lift will do it. Inhaling, lift, feel that stretch through the front of the body and gently down. Good. Curl your toes in underneath, and we're going to push back into our downward dog position. So take your time, pushing the hips back up to the sky. If that doesn't suit, you can sit back onto your heels and let your chest rest to the floor, or hips up into the sky, whatever suits. Pushing that chest towards the mat or chest towards your belly button. Think about tailbone to the ceiling if you're up in position. Think about heels to the floor. Or if you're down on the mat, think about your hips back onto your heels. Breathing into your spine. One more big deep breath. As you exhale, coming back to your plank position, you can step that right leg forward. Big steps or small steps. Left knee down. Push against the front leg. Chest up, arms up. Take a deep breath in. Exhaling forward through your hips and looking back towards your fingers if it suits you. Inhale, push back. Hands down, step your back leg to meet your front. Into your forward fold. And take one more big deep breath. And as we exhale, we're going to pull our hips forward. We're going to roll our spine. We're stacking the spine all the way up to the top. Inhaling all the way up to the ceiling. And exhaling, release. Woo, guys, you are done. Well done, Vivian. Good stuff. I'll stop that recording.